Hi, welcome back to Hope 2020. Right now we have with us the fabulous Lupin coming all the way from the continent with his show, How to Hack Your Way in a Comedy Show. Hi, Lupin. All right, so
Hi.
we're going to take it right now.
Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about how to hack your way in a comedy show. So first of all, my name is Roni Carta. I'm a bachelor graduate and a 2600 member, and as you may hear, I'm French. I also go as Lupin. I've been bug bounty hunting for a year and I'm an ethical hacker. So in that talk we are going to do an overview of passive reconnaissance and the word of Google Dorking. So passive reconnaissance is a way of information gathering target without actively poking the system. In order to do so, as I said, we are going to use Google Dorking, which is a way to do advanced research over the internet by using filters. But before we go dork everything, you need to know the three rules of the art of targeting. First, you need to know your target, which means you need to know the domains that they own, you need to know what they are doing, have a basic idea of who is your target. Then you need to get an idea of what you are looking for. Dorking will be different if you want to search a confidential PDF file or if you want to search a vulnerable web server. So you need to have that in mind too. And last but not least, you need to find signatures on the target. For when I say signatures, I mean a static repetition over different assets. For example, a trademark, powered by, or the same login page on each domain. You need to find something that is statically repeating. Then, when you got everything in mind, you need to pick the right search engine. So don't get fooled by the name Google Dorking. There is different search engines that are way more interesting than Google because they are using a different indexation method. They are also they got a different algorithm to retrieve data. So we got Bing, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, Yandex, and once you pick the right search engine, you need to know about operators. So here is a cheat sheet that I've made about all the different operators on all the different engines. So we are going to take a look at not all of them, of course, because there is many. But for example, the two easier one that are in URL and ext. So when you're doing in URL WP content, you'll get everything that match WP content inside an URL. Here you can see WP content. And xtxt, which means I want to find txt files. For example, there we can find WordPress plugins and stuff like that, but if we want, we can change that to PDF and we got different PDFs. Different one that not a lot of people are using is in Anchor. So in Anchor is pretty great because basically you are going to check all the A tag inside the HTML code that is linking to your terms in your search. For example, here I got .SQL, and if I go there, and I see in the source code I got an href going to .SQL. So yeah, it's all the terms that will match there will be terms that is linked on the page. We got also in title, which literally inside the title. It's pretty basic, but yeah. And then we got one that is pretty cool, and that is Yandex specific. Is our host. So here we can retrieve subdomains of an host. For example, we got blog, what if, arum, stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. now that you know about operators and you got this magnificent cheat sheet, you can use logical operators. So those are like in programming. For example, you got the double quotes. If you put something in double quotes, you'll get an exact match on all the different inside the body, inside the title. You'll just get an exact match of what you are looking for. Then we got the minus operator. Let's take the exact same dork that we did, but you know, I've seen the requel too much time, so I want to remove Rick, and now I got never gonna give you up from Barry White, which is pretty cool. You can just remove terms from the search, but that is also useful to find subdomains. For example, if I take, okay, yeah, sometimes we'll get into captchas that I need to solve every time. Yep, and now I can get subdomains. So I remove everything that is www, and now I got different subdomains. But that will remove every match inside the body, inside the title. So you can like remove operators, like you can just remove and put in operators, and now we got something more specific, you know. Then we got the OR operator just there. So the OR operator is pretty cool because it's just like, hey, I want that match or that match. If now I remove com, I can see that I'm matching for all gov.fr. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I got also the parentheses, so it's to regroup operators together. So now, for example, if I do in URL Shrek, Untitled Shrek, and I want everything that matches those two inside, like with a PHP, so I got everything matching PHP. So that is pretty cool. We can like regroup operators together. Also, we got the little star there. It's like matching everything between two terms. For example, if you don't remember the name, the middle name of JFK, you got it there, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. You got something pretty similar that is around. So you want to match something between two terms around X number of words. So for example, if I take John Lennon, and again I want his middle name, I say around 2, and I got John Winston Ono Lennon. So this is like a good match. Then when you are Google Dorking, you need to keep in mind that your location will change the laws that is active on the internet. For example, if I'm in Europe, the GDPR law will restrict certain content over the internet. So I might want to change my location with a VPN, and then I don't have the little some result may have been removed. I got a clear results, and which means more results. So you might want to change your location while you are Google Dorking, and also location might also change the first result that you'll get. So if you are in Russia and you are like writing America, you'll get completely different result than if you were in America and you were writing America. So I will give you small examples of cool stuff that we can find with Google Dorking. For example, if you want to decloak a Amazon bucket, you can use that dork. So an Amazon bucket will always finish by amazonaws.com, and then you put the company name, your target name just there, and you can scroll a bit, search more result, and oh, I got match there. So that is pretty useful if you want to see if there is a lack of restriction inside S3 buckets. Also, I got a dork to find special vulnerabilities. For example, if you want to find open redirect in PHP code, you do like all the extension with PHP. In URL, we want something like redirect.php or go.php, we don't care. And we want matching with URL and HTTP because we want to do open redirect. So there we can see that we got stuff like that might be vulnerable to open redirects. Also, you can do that, for example, if you find a parameter is most often vulnerable to XSS, you might want to do in URL the parameter, the extension, everything. So that's what I said about signatures. That is a static repetition over different assets. Also, you might want to understand a certain type of subdomains. Imagine you gathered information about subdomains, you got like a whole list, and there is some subdomains that is doing something like that. For example, loading for 3 hours and then giving you an empty response. So at that moment, like my first guess is I want to go to google.com and check for, again, the CAPTCHA, sorry. You might want to check, and then you got like some stuff in support, in your scan, but I don't have any information of that. So I might just want to that, right? And then, oh, I got a result on a Swagger UI, and from there I can check the API and poke around and like find vulnerable stuff. So yeah, Google Dorking is really powerful at understanding domains that you are not understanding directly. And so also in the world of Google Dorking, we got the Google Hack Database. So the Google Hack Database is currently hosted on exploit-db.com by Offensive Security, but was popularized by Johnny Long in the early 2000s, something like that. And he's a legend. Like basically he collected a lot of different Google Dork and put it online for everyone to use. So he been cataloging useful dorks from open IP cameras over the internet to vulnerable servers and directory. So there is different categories, like there is error messages to vulnerabilities to CVEs. So it's pretty complete. But you might want to keep in mind that the Google Hacking Database is not an exact dork, which means those are just templates. You don't need like to copy paste blindly. You need to tweak a bit a little. For example, if I go to the Google Hack Database and I take that dork, I will get match on all in URL, XML, RPC, RSD, and extension PHP. It's just like we want to find XML RPC files, and we got around those results, right? The problem is by doing so, we're restricting the XML RPC signatures to just RSD. I got like a similar dork, but for like finding the same file, but with a different signature. So I know that XML RPC often come with that that message on a GET request, like, hey, check a post request to make it working. And so here I got 7 results, but the reality is that I got more results. So now instead of like 100,000 results, we got 150,000 results. So we are like adding more results by tweaking the dork and like to use the same templates, but to just change the signatures a little bit. So that's why you shouldn't copy paste blindly from the GHDB to Google. So now I'm going to talk about some massive dorking engine. That's what I call them. So most especially Shodan and Euroscan.io. So Shodan is basically a search engine that lets you find computers connected to the internet or IoT hardwares and stuff. Everything that is connected on Shodan, like everything is on Shodan. You can use different filters with Shodan, like to filter by country, by organization, or by city. Basically, you might want, like for example, if there is a new CVE, you check on Shodan all the different hardwares or web pages that is indexed. And what is cool with Shodan is that it's port scanning and also showing the CVE for each host you click. So it's really useful. I won't talk about Shodan that much because this is a really well known tool from 2009, if I recall. But I will talk about his little brother, urlscan.io. So urlscan.io is really interesting because it's a free service to scan and analyze website. It is used like if you think there is a vulnerability on a website, like a malicious JavaScript code, or if it's a phishing website, you can analyze the website without like triggering it, right? It's doing it for you. But we can abuse that. Also, that there is a lot of different dorking techniques. I won't do an overview on all of them because their documentation is very complete and very good. You should take a look. But yeah, so for example, I will take some example on Euroscan because it's not well known. If I go to that Euroscan.io page and I search for Kickstarters, I see directly that I can abuse the system because some people did scans over like their tokens there. So every scan of all the people are indexed. Like I can see other people's scans like 7 days ago, 10 days ago, and everything. So that is pretty useful because that's the whole meaning of dorking. Dorking will come from the English dork, being a dork, and it means that the error is coming from someone. If we go Google dorking, the error coming from the pages for letting Google index wrong pages, and here it's dorking because it's the user that giving data publicly and blindly. So here I've saved the result of Kickstarter token that is redirecting there, and if you click that, this is a private preview. So I'm not supposed to see that, but since I got the right token, I can see that, and Euroscan is magnificent because I can read it without opening, right? And I can check the DOM. For example, if there is, I don't know, usernames inside the DOM because it's referring of the token or something like that. I got CSRF token. There is a lot of stuff that could happen here, and that is really interesting. Also, we can check on URL scan firebase.io. For those who don't know firebase.io, firebase.io.com, sorry. This is a service provided by Google to index a sort of database. Here, if you scroll a little, you can find some shady stuff. For example, there you got Firebase.io, we got the .json, and .json is just giving everything that is inside the database. So this is really, really powerful, and it's a big problem. And the scariest thing and the strangest is this one. It's basically page domain drive google.com, and there we can see like Google Drives of other people. They might be public, they might be private, but still we got like tokens, we got the DOM again and everything. So this is like really scary and really useful for hunting, because we are like abusing from the euroscan.io service. So now I will tell you some stories I had with Dorking. First was the comedy show. So I was sitting at that very same desk at midnight. I was doing some recon on targets, and while doing recon, I was listening to a podcast from a French comedian called Kian Kojandi. And the French comedian at the end of the video said like each week, and I never went that far in the video. That was like the second week of the third week of the podcast, and it said at the end of the video, it's saying like we've hidden some stuff inside the video, like it's a challenge, and if you find some strange thing, it might be clue that will redirect you to a domain, and on that domain you can claim rewards. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. Like, we might take a look at the challenge, but in a hacky way, you know? So I was hooked by it, and I directly put my mind in a hack way. I wanted to find information on the challenge, and I see they got a Discord, like a Discord where they talk about the challenge, where they're like giving clues, and it's like a collaboration. They are teaming up, but they take days for finding the challenge, and their work is astonishing. They are doing steganographia. They are doping each frame of the video, of a 2-hour video, to check if there is like a difference or some stuff hidden. This is an enormous work they are doing, and that is amazing. So I went to the Discord, and each week they were giving like the domain, like only if someone has found it. And for the first week, I see that the domain is flamed.ninja, which is a plain word, like in French. It's not that important. And I go to the page, and I see that page. I say, okay, that's interesting. What can I get from that? I take the second week winning page, and I open it, and weird, that's the exact same page, like the one that you're seeing now. So now if you listen closely to my talk, your hacker mind might have trigger. In red, you can see a static repetition, and in blue, this is a dynamic repetition. So in blue, there is a count of all the people that are viewed the page, you know. But in red, we got our static repetition that is the same on each page. What could I do with that? So then I simply take the index operator, which search that match everything inside the text, and I got one result. And I was like, no way, that's like a domain that I've already been found, and I'm just a fool thinking that I've missed it, you know? And then I take 5 seconds to say, okay, I click the link, and I got in. And I won. I was the first one. And I'm like, no, there is no way. I couldn't realize, but at the same time, I was really happy, really freaked out. Like I felt like a hacker. Like that was amazing. But I was freaking out, and then the guilt. You know, all those people that was taking hours doing those researches, and I was like, I took 5 seconds or so to do it, and I felt really guilty. So I went to the comedian and I said, "Okay, Kian, I've won," and he said, "Congrats, but I cheated." "Oh, what?" And I said, what do we do now?" And he told me, we are going to give you a reward only if you tell us how did you cheat. So I've been redirected to Tim Carey, which is an amazing and heartwarming person. He was super understanding, really funny guy, and we worked together on how to protect the domain from doing OSINT like that and from hacking. He did a talk actually about that, and really kudos to him and all Kian's team. That was amazing. So here the second story about the mole. So a friend of mine, Griff, come at me and say, "Hey, I got a private bug bounty invite on a mole, and do you want like to help me with that?" And I say, "Yes, of course. I always wanted to hack a mole, and that could be cool." That was their web service, right? And then we talked. We found some stuff, some brute forcing, some recon. We found a lot of stuff, and then an idea. Hey, we are trying to hack the web servers of a mole, right? Yeah. But a mole, it's physically there, right? Yeah. So there is maybe cameras. Oh my, yeah, there is cameras. So what if their cameras are unprotected over the internet and we could find them, exploit them, and get remote access? That could be amazing, right? So the first thing, we wanted to gather all the information possible on the cameras. So I was searching for article on the internet. So I said in URL article, I want a perfect match of cameras or surveillance, and I put the mole name. And there was like matching of COVID cams, like they were installing a special cam for the coronavirus to detect, and that was interesting because in the article they were showing a picture of the IT guy with the login page of the camera, and we used a technique called shoulder surfing, which is basically you head over like the shoulder of someone and you look at confidential data without their knowing. Is like very subtle. So we shoulder smurf the page, and we wanted to find signatures, like everything that could be that could be extracted from that page. We did it, and we found out with the IP camera name, like on the login page. We wanted a manual to see how they are working, what is the exact model, and I put like the login, the password, like everything I've seen on the login page, and I got a match for IP cameras on a PDF file. And I got, at that moment, I got the name of the camera, I got the city of the mall, the country of the mall, and I got the internet provider from Recon that I did earlier, and I also got vulnerabilities on the camera. So I take everything, I put it straight away on Shodan, and I got 37 results, exactly in the same city of the mall, the exact same camera. And you know what? The article was saying, hey, those cameras are coming from a private like contract between the camera vendor and the mall. So the 37 result might be the only result of the city. So which means it might be all of the mall, and 37 might be okay for more, right? So yeah, at that moment we found the camera over the internet, completely open, vulnerable, and we might want to get remote access right now, right? So I really love Dorking, and since I'm beginning the go with Dorking, the only problem I had is that it's not automated. And it's really cool to make it manually, but sometimes like when you got a dummy Dorking, you just want all the targets and not to click on next page every time. So I've created a tool called Dork, just Dork, right? And that tool is abusing a Google service called a spreadsheet. And I'm like querying spreadsheet to do queries on Google. And so by doing so, I'm like using the Google bot spreadsheets, and I'm not getting the captcha on all these different search engines that I've indexed in my tool. And I sent that to the Google Bug Bounty program, and they told me, yeah, that's not a vulnerability, that's a feature. So I was like, hey, I'm going to make an open source GitHub repo of my tool and put it online for everyone to get access. And here is like a little GIF. Yeah, so here's the GIF. And I'm simply like dorking for Bing search engine. We want the two first pages on Wikipedia, and yeah, I got results, and it's working. I got a proof of concept. So of course there is room for improvement, and if people want to help me build that project, I will be that would be super cool. So thank you everyone to have listened to my talk. That was really cool. Thank you the Hope conference to have let me do a talk, and many thanks to all the people that supported me. You are amazing.
Hi, welcome back to Hope 2020. We're here with Lupin. We just watched your video. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. That was really, really nice.
Thank you very much.
And we have one question for you from the team, from our attendees. And the question is the definition of dorking is it like self-doxing by being a dork? I mean, do you self-dox yourself, or how does that work?
So when you are when you have a website and you put it at Google, you'll have some Google bots that will crawl the website. And to restrict the bots to get some part of the website, you'll need to set up a robots.txt file at the root of your domain. The thing is that most of the people are not doing it properly, or are not like just forgetting about it. And it was like Johnny Long, like the inventor of the legacy man that did all the Google dorking stuff, that say dork because it's not the Google problems that websites are doing that. It's the problem of the people that he called dorks because they just don't care about their own security, or they just forgot.
No, that makes a very good point. You know, the robots.txt file is critical for your security, and I agree with you. You know, people should pay more attention to that. Are there other security things that you find that people should be paying attention to?
So first of all, the robots.txt one is a pretty great one because there is like the lack of restriction, but there is also people that giving too much information inside the robot.txt, like, hey, don't look at that part of our website because we don't want you to see stuff. And that's the first thing that Hunter would go, like, hey, what are they hiding? And sometimes, like in robot.txt, you can find stuff like wp-config.php, which is in WordPress, where is the database password stored. So now you can identify the web root, you can do a lot of stuff. The there is like a lot of security issues that websites don't care about. For example, there is reverse tab nabbing. I don't know if you know about it. It's basically when you forget to put inside the href, the a tag in HTML, you forget to put no ref, some like referrer, no, something like that. And when you click, it will open a tab. But with a crafted payload, you can, when you open a new tab, you can edit the legacy tab, like the opener. And by doing so, you can create phishing and stuff like that. Imagine that when you are on the forum, on a community forum, you are just linking a website. And when people will open a new tab, it will rewrite the tab of the community forum. And now you can steal data. And people just don't care. Bug bounty programs or websites don't care about that.
You know, it's a very interesting point. I like to call these people citizen developers, you know, because they want to do something with their computer and they don't have either the knowledge or the expertise or the people to help them. So they just take a stab at it and winds up causing more problems than that.
Yeah.
Do you have some favorite examples, you know, things that you found that are completely out of hand?
I think the most obvious case is cross-site scripting. So that's one of my favorite bugs. I've been studying and doing most of my research about it. And most people just forget like a one-liner, just, you know, to sanitize the input of the user. And we can like elevate that bug to a lot of different stuff, to account takeover, to remote code execution. And just by doing a small sanitization, you can prevent remote code execution inside your domain. And I think that's something that software engineers need to take care before putting in production something.
I agree. And, you know, people are, they go to GoDaddy or whatever, and it's like, build your own website in 5 minutes. And they start loading it up with content and they don't realize the security implications. So, you know, very good in your talk. And so since we don't have any more questions, is there something that you'd like to leave us with in terms of what's your next project that you're going to be working on besides this?
I'm doing a lot of reverse engineer on PHP and WordPress, actually, trying to pull out some 0 days. And that's like my main research. I've been doing that 18 hours a day. That's quite a lot, but I really like it, really enjoy it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, on behalf of everybody here, all the attendees, the volunteers, and the staff here at Hope 2020, we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your good work with us. We hope to see you at the next Hope. So on behalf of Hope 2020,
I would love that.
Thank you. All right, and we're going to go take it off to our next interstitial. Thank you, guys, and see you in a few minutes.
See you.
Hey Maud, guess what we're going to do this summer? No, not just that. We're also going to attend Hackers on Planet Earth. is a very special online conference. Sure, you can go. The whole family can attend. We're all going to watch together. There's going to be speakers. We're going to learn all kinds of things. Let's get on the internet. We'll get all the information at www.hope.net.
Hello, I'm Stefan. This is my Hope 2020 bump. One of the first bumps to get our creative thoughts out there. I specialize in information security and software engineering. As such, I like to work on interesting problems that improve my life and as well as others that may not be able to fix themselves. One such interesting problem that I worked on is making my power wheelchair semi-autonomous. This little project seemed challenging at the time, but it turned out to have far-reaching possibilities in technology. This helped me to find that I have a passion and a desire to help secure medical devices. As I require assistive tech in my daily life, I would want to make sure these things are secure. The research opened many doors for me in multiple areas like information security, medical device hacking, and helped me to earn presenting spots in globally recognized conferences. Before graduating from university, my project was turned into an open-sourced framework to work with a closed and proprietary protocol called RNet that earned international interests with schools and universities. And, this year, I'm on the press team for Hope 2020. At Hope 2020, everyone is encouraged to create a video of 10 to 60 seconds, saying something about hope, about their life or their families' or friends' lives, shout-outs to people you care about. We're calling these bumps, and we'll air them between talks during Hope 2020, from July 25th to August 2nd.